Welcome back. Welcome. Good morning. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Today is October 30th, 2024. Market opens now. Market is open. About 20 minutes late today, guys. Unfortunately. But that's okay. We are here now. Nvidia is pushing up very nicely from 136 to 138. That is amazing. That is fantastic. QQQ pushing down. EJT pushed up to 57 yesterday. We all seen it on the live stream or the day before. Pre-market, we saw it happen as well. And then it crashed all the way. Well, it didn't crash, but pushed all the way back down to $43. All the way back up to 55. So that was another $12 move in a single day. And now it's selling off. LUCY didn't do much from yesterday. LDN popped up slightly. Now we did make money on this one yesterday. QQQ pushing back. And then Reddit, we had a member on the Discord call out Reddit. I mean, this was amazing. From 80 to 114. I'd be careful with this one though. This is very overbought. If you're buying up in the $100 area, be very cautious. Know when to take profits. Know when to know, enough is enough. Looks like it's starting to consolidate a bit at that 114 level. So just, be careful with this one, especially at this price point right now. A better deal would have been anywhere in the 80s or in the hundreds. It is now at 110 from 114. So it's already retraced back $4 since it pushed up to that 114 level. So I would wait on this one, maybe to retrace back to that EMA line, maybe back to $100. But again, it could go back to 80. SAV, save, look at this, had a nice run from $1.43 to $3.30, stayed above that 200-day moving average. Now it actually, excuse me, now it actually broke. Oh, is my light not on? Wasn't on. Now it broke that support. So now it's below that moving average, which means it could potentially just curl over and start to sell off back to that $1.43 mark. So that's a key area. It doesn't mean it has to go all the way down to that area, but it is a key area. It broke through this previous support or resistance, broke through this resistance, which didn't solidify that it was a good support or resistance. So we're going to delete that. Now this is going to be their last line of defense here for save. $2.47. If we can get a nice little retracement from 2.47 back to 3, that's like 55 cents. If it goes up to $3.30, that's about 85-cent profit. Doesn't mean it has to. This company's in trouble. They're in debt. I don't believe this is a good company here. And I did not share my live stream, so give me 1 second, guys. Oh man, I am slacking today. Slacking and lacking. Let me get this shared real quick. Discord. Morning live. Paste. There we go, guys. Sorry about that. Now I get some members in here. All right, so what else are we going to be looking at? Let's look at anyone in the chat room. No one's in the chat room. Thar pushed up nicely. I don't know what Thar is. Thar. Yeah, a little late this morning, guys. I do apologize. But that's a great thing about the market, is you can be late. You could still find great moves to play. As long as you're within that range of, the first hour of the market open,
and an hour before the market. I'd say like a good 2-3 hour window.
There's days I'll come in and I'll trade at 2 hours before market open. So my time would be 5 a.m. to 7:30. Sometimes trading till 8 or 8:30. So there's 3 hours.
Always opportunities. And that's what I'm beginning to realize now.
And like I knew that before, but it's just different now. Like I realize there's so many opportunities, we're not going to be able to catch them all, and that's okay. As long as we make money with the couple of companies that we are looking at, it doesn't matter about all the other ones. ENSC, GFBR, a couple of low stock companies. This would have been a nice play this morning at 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock my time it started, all the way up to 6 to 7, 9:56. Look at that, that's beautiful. From $6 to 9.50. That's a good move right there. Curling back now. Reddit, like nice, another one. Solid company. It's a little bit overpriced for me and my criteria, for my criteria checklist, but this is pretty cool. OMCL pushing up, CCEL. Fiverr International reported 25 to 32. That's amazing. SMCI is selling off today. I'm just not seeing it today. Maybe this one, THAR, looks like it's pushing up actually right now as we speak. We can get above VWAP, might be able to push back up to 629. But it looks like there's a seller wall right there at 629. Went from $2 to 629, came back down, tested VWAP at 480, pushed up, came back down, pushed up to 622, came all the way back down to 479 and back to 631. So almost a $2 per share move at least 3 times this morning. And I think that's pretty much going to be it. It's exhausted. Causing a ruckus. Good morning. Good morning. Did you hear about SMCI, them cooking the books? I guess the one of the guys stepped down. Let's see. Where does it say here? Super Microcomputer says Ernest and Young resign as its accountant. Super Microcomputer plummets as auditor resigns. Supposedly they were cooking the books. Check it out. It's halted. Went from a low of $30. Oh, from $30, from 49 to $30.29. And this company was trading like way up there. Even before the split, it was up in like the thousands. I mean, technically here it says 122, so it's not good. It's not good for SMCI. It got halted and now it's suspended. See Reddit? If Reddit could hold that support at 111, it might push up to 114, might even push up higher. They're already up 36%. They are holding well. I mean, it is holding very, very well. Tesla, not bad. Lows at 257 to highs at 260. So that's a $3 move, and then went all the way down to 255. It actually looks like it's kind of selling off right now. Maybe back to this 200-day moving average, or even back down to this support level of 234. So looking long term is great too sometimes, right? If you think, hey, this can go back up to 262, it's a good place to buy. You might want to step back, look at the different time frame, look at the bigger picture, and be like, okay, actually, it's way overbought, and it's actually starting to come down. The better entry would be down here in the 200 mark. Now you'd want to buy somewhere down in this range. And you would want to sell, excuse me, and you would want to sell up in this range somewhere. I like putting these here for you guys now. It's perfect, right? So it's sell here, buy down here. Buy here, sell here. I shouldn't be buying anywhere near there. Okay, NVIDIA, Reddit RDDT is not holding up anymore. It is starting to sell off. Fiverr holding up very nice from 24 to 30, bouncing off of that VWAP. If it can get above that 9-day EMA, we can see this pop up just a little bit more. I'm trying to find something within our range. UIS. Interesting. I would say this one, but it looks like it's not gonna play out. News receives regulatory feedback from EMA. Clinical program for chronic pruritus. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay too. I had to mess with my microphone the other day. 525, 527. I think I'm gonna buy 10 shares of this, guys. This looks like this is the one that we're gonna play here. That might have been the move right there. That might have been the move. Maybe could we get another correction here? Buy recommendation. $1.63 to $1.79. That's not that big of a move though. I want to say THAR might be it. If I can get on one of these lows like 486, 485, 490. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set an order for what, 490? 20 shares. We're gonna limit order it. 490. Okay, we got an order. Cost basis. Cost basis. Oh, I don't have one of those yet. Open orders. Extend to the left. Ooh, I like that. Okay. So I'm going to trade this. We're going to do this as a low though, right? If it comes down to 490, we'll buy for that pop back up to 570. That's almost $1. 523, 520. 5. There's 7,000 at 5. 495. So 495 might be the play. Or actually $5. We'll go 501. Oh, this might be the play right here, actually. 560. Looks like there's some sellers at 560. 555. Go, getting rejected. See if we can come back down and then pop back up. If it starts to run up, we'll buy, but it looks like there's some heavy sellers at 560. 555. Come on, come back down. I don't want to get in too high, especially if it sells off. Then I'll lose all of my profits just because it came down and then back up. So we're going to wait for this bounce. Looks like it's holding that EMA though at 530, 520. Here we go. It's coming back down. We need to catch some of this. We need to catch some of this action. 505, 501. Now if it come down to 501, come on. We can get even more trades in before it pops back up. There it is. Okay, there it goes. Okay, just got filled at 501. See if this can hold pre-market levels. If it can, then we are in the money here. We already are in the money. See if this does sell off. Let me turn this down. Sorry, guys. So we are playing off of pre-market support, which is about right now 488-ish. I'd say 484. About right there. So that's where my stop is. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to play out the way we wanted it to. I want you to stop at 488. 488. That'll be my stop. Let's go right here. Okay. So we got a stop set at 20 at 482. So if it goes below 482, we're gonna get out. Now we are up already 2%. So let's see if this can bounce just a little bit higher. If it can, we will begin to raise this. We want this to go up just a little bit more. $5. We don't really want it to sell off anymore. So let's see what happens. Average price is 501. We're playing off of the low. THAR. So what we're going to try to do is play off of this low, catch this bounce. So when it does push up to 630 again, we're in at 501. We can get $1.30 per share, even $1 per share, guys. That's what we're aiming for today. We got the stop set. Some decent news. Looks like it's a bit. Now it's still number one on the day. Still the top leading gainer on the day. Okay, and again, just with the $100, just to showcase to you guys how we can make some money. Good morning, Creeper. How you doing? Put a thumbs up if you're really live. If you really love. If you really love. Yes, I am live. But yeah, Creeper, I am. Thank you. Here we are, guys. This is live. This is a live action. It's 10:30. There's the date and time. It's October 30th. It's 8:10 in the morning or 10:10 market time. That's the clock right there, so it's live. We're playing off of a pre-market low. We're buying into pre-market low, and we're gonna try to sell at pre-market high or at VWAP. Okay, or at VWAP. Free float is only 1 million. That's exactly what we want to see. 40 million volume, so there's a lot of relative volume playing out right now. It's number one on the top gainers list. It has good news, and so we're going to see this thing pop up. Okay, we are already up a few dollars, but with 20 shares pushing up to $1 each share, we could easily see $20 today. If not, we may be able to see at least 42 cents, 45 cents per share, which would be about a little less than half. It's about 10 bucks, something like that. And the volume's not quite there anymore. Okay, it's kind of on that back MACD. The big move would have been right here this morning at 7:36 my time, or 9:36 market time, 6 minutes after the market opened. It tested support, bounced up to 628, and that's where we could have made that money. Now it looks a bit exhausted. Don't look like there's a lot of volume. I mean, there's still volume coming in, but just not as much. Now we do have a heavy seller coming in, or do have a heavy seller down in this area somewhere, 540, 550, stuff like that. But we got some people that want to buy around $5. So, you know, it's looking good as far as the bid and the ask goes. We're up 3% on this trade. So again, even if you had, you know, $1,000, 3% would be like 30 bucks already, 20 bucks right now. Now we did buy on this candle 20 shares at $5, okay? 20 shares at $5 and a penny. I do have my stop set. So if it goes below, what is that, 482, then it'll stop out. Right below 484 support there. See that? I want it to touch 484 and bounce. I don't want it to get stopped out before it touches the support. So 482 is decent. There we go, pushing up. And then as it goes up, I can move my stop up, but doesn't look like it's doing much going up. Up to 513, 511. You know, 5 right here is break even, so I won't even lose money if it breaks even. There we go, come on. But we're going to leave our stop at 482. 510, 514, 512. A lot of people selling at 512. Signs of it selling off. But we have some big buyers at 498, 5, because they see the same thing. They see this as an opportunity to dip buy. Oh wow, never mind. So that's why it's good to have a sell stop at 480. I had a sell stop at 480. We're doing it. I don't think it's going to hold up anymore. I think that's it for Thar. What is that, 460? There's another one at 460. That's like the final ground. That's why it's good to have a stop. I should have stopped earlier, like at 5, at just 501, or took my profits right there. It wasn't much. It was like $5, but I'd be or $2 or $3. It wasn't very much. You get a bounce off of 460. There we go. See what it does. Just bought in again at 472. So way better entry. But if it's curling over, this may not be a good opportunity. Again, support was broken. But I am trying to see if this will go back up from this green area to this red sell area. That's what we want, right? We want to buy down here and we want to sell up there. Buy, sell. Hold. And it hold. 471. Looks like it's a downward trend, but holding support. So we're just going to see what happens. Just got another 10 at 461. 472, 462. I think it's going to break 455, 455, 449. 456, 450. We need to see signs of progress. $442, was that its new low? Yeah. 460, it broke the pre-market support, it broke it. It's coming up on VWAP though, or on the 200-day moving average very soon. United States. This one might be done. Always end up doing this though, where I'll either sell too early and it'll bounce, or I'll sell too soon, or I'll sell too late and it's too late. $48, 46,000 shares at 440. Did you see that? A lot of people buying right now. Paula, hello, hi Johnny. How about QNCX at 165? QNCX. QNCX. Okay, not looking bad. Looks like it's curling over, especially on the MACD. It's got some green. Freaking hold. Potentially get back up to $1.79. Where did you buy at? Bala, where did you buy? Looks like there's some support at 120, 121. They can pass over the 9-day EMA, or the 20-day. It's already above the 9. If you can get above the 20-day and back up to VWAP and get to 155 at 165. Okay, it's a little high. Hopefully you didn't use all your position size, because if you didn't, you could buy more down here at 135. You know, it would have been nicer to get it at 123. Bring your average from 165 down to maybe 140, 130, and then you could actually be getting out right now, break even. Unfortunately, I wouldn't buy at this point here. I would wait. If it bounces back at 122, buy more. But or just wait and see if it goes back up. But let's see what the news is on this. They did announce $11 per share, so I mean you could also become an investor and hold on to it a little bit. But I would say, you know, it's getting close to time to load up. Rare disease. There's a biotech company. Okay. Biotech companies, be very cautious with that. Just the way I am with trying to be cautious with mine. Looks like there's some support at 433. Starting to curl over a bit. All right, let's see what happens. I bought at 165 today. Thanks, Johnny. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'll monitor it. We'll update throughout the stream right now, and just give a little update as to what's happening. I am consider buying again here. I want to show chart settings, cost basis, 20 shares at 4668. I'm gonna buy another 10 right here. Okay, I can't. Apparently I can't. Can I get 2 more shares? Wow. Okay. So that shows my cost basis. Extend to the left. Yeah, there you go. There's my cost basis. And I already did one trade also. I bought 20 shares at $5, and sold at a stop loss of 4.80. So lost 20 cents for 20 shares. It was $4. $4. It wasn't very much. Now having those 20 shares and coming down, I would have had 40 shares at about 4.80. So sometimes it's good to get out and then get in at a new position. Like if I could have got in at 4.33 instead of buying at 4.72 and 4.62, spent the majority of my shares down at 4.33, I'd already be up, 30 cents per share. Be about $6, I'd be break even. Again, not trading with a lot of money. I'm actually just going to set a sell instead of a stop for it to go down, because it doesn't look like it's actually coming down anymore. If it does come down, it might hit this moving average. So what I'll do is I'm going to sell a limit at maybe what, 5? I don't think it'll get back up to 6. I'm not even sure it'll get back up to 4. I mean to 5. $4.50, $4.55. Still the top gainer on the day too, which is interesting. Still the #1 top gainer. Reddit kind of curling over at 110, so finding support at 110 range. Nerd Wallet is up from 13 to 15. UIS up from 5 to 7. Garmin from 186 to 203. Fiverr hitting that 32 mark and bouncing back to 30. And what happened to Reddit? Oh, it's right here. Go, let's see what happens. Perfect example of where to buy and sell right here. There we go. Here's some green. Can we get a nice push? A lot of buyers stepping in. Come on. Let's bounce. Time to bounce up. There we go. 1,400 shares just placed. Free float is 1 million. We have over 44 million volumes, so the shares are getting turned over very nicely. Got a 7 times relative volume. Free float is now at 5 million. Oh, that's market cap. Free float's at 1 million. 44 million volume. Like, it has everything it needs. It has news. It just isn't getting that volume it needs. Now, it is starting to curl over on the MACD to a more positive stance for us here. So we're just going to wait and see. Another good setup here. Buy here, sell here. I believe it's going to be another good setup. There we go. 462, 464. Can we break the 20-day VWAP? Or the 20-day moving average? Come on. So close. Moving average is at 467. If it goes back down to 430, I'm just gonna get some coffee. Good morning, good morning. How are you all doing today? Looks like it's starting to sell off. Yeah, it's losing all that juice. 4.5, 7,000 shares at 4.5. 4.3. Yeah, I really wish I could have got in again at 4.3. That would have been good. Losing about $4 on the first trade. 20 shares at $5. Another 20 shares at 4.80. So I lost about $4 and had a stop loss. I actually got stopped out at 4.80, or else I would have been way up here at like $5 of a share price. Here it goes. They're gonna hold 4.33. It's maintaining for a moment, starting to just sell off. Look how small that MACD indicator was. It was super tiny compared to this move we had before. It was a little larger. Or this one even. This one was way bigger of a move. Way up. Now we're trying to play out that back nine. But look, the SMA is catching up. That 200-day moving average is starting to catch up. And that's going to be another true indicator. It's either going to hold support above that moving average, or it's not, and it's going to go below. And that's when we're going to get a nice big sell-off. Already showcasing signs of a sell-off as we speak. Again, possibly bouncing off of that SMA. It looks like it's making lower lows at the moment. Maybe just trying to get back to that SMA line, which is now at $4. Unfortunately, I do believe I held onto this a little too long. And sometimes that'll happen when you get into the market a little too late and you miss some of these moves. ELDN pushed up. How much? Oh, nice. Very nice. We traded this yesterday, right in this area, and I sold way too soon. I bought down here, sold over here, and it went up even higher. And it looks like it's back up to that area that it sold off yesterday. That's fantastic. A nice continuation play from 350 to 395. That's like a 50-cent move. Not too bad. I was hoping to buy a little bit more down in this area, but not letting me. Thar, another biotech company. Me and Bala are both having to be cautious today with it. What was the one he said? QNCX. QNCX. Quince. Okay, it's maintaining that support level. Bala. Very nice. 130. Not too far off from 160. Holding that support though. Same with this one, still kind of maintaining, right? Maintaining at that 435. It doesn't want to get any lower. All right, I said if I went back to 435, I was going to get some coffee, so I'll be right back. Right. Little progress. Okay, little progress. Let's see what happens. Nice, nice, nice. I got my coffee. I always have to warm up my creamer. I don't know if you guys do that too. I used to drink my coffee black for a while, but yeah, I always gotta warm my creamer up. So I'll put a little bit of creamer in my cup, put it in the microwave, warm it up for like 30 seconds. Because the coffee maker never seems to be warm enough, right? Causing a ruckus. Just made some coffee. Nice, nice. Yeah, man, gotta have coffee. Gotta have some coffee in the morning. All right, what are some other trades you guys are looking at here? Let's see. Just wants to, it just can't do it. It wants to, but it just cannot do it, guys. How are you guys doing this morning? It's Wednesday. What do you guys think about that? Middle of the week already again. Are these coverages initiated by firms with targets true to believer or just to pump and dump? Yeah, there ain't nothing true anymore, my friend. I watched a documentary yesterday talking about BlackRock and how they own 88% of CEOs and there is no more competition anymore, and all these little guys get bought up or bought out by the big corporations. It's sad. I mean, like the last time there was actually competition was in the 80s, 1980s. And because majority of stakeholders own majority of companies who own majority of the other companies, it's just this giant melting pot of everyone owning everything. So then there is no competition, and everyone just pays their taxes, and that's basically it, right? That's why you don't see like these big companies like Amazon or Apple like outperforming crazy other tech companies. They're kind of going up all at the same time together, or they kind of go down at the same time together. And that just seems to be kind of the way it is right now. Now, as far as being true to their targets, sometimes, I know you're thinking about that $11 target, but there was a company the other day that said that they're going to make that they're going to be $100 a share, and they're $10. So it's like I could say I'm going to be a millionaire, but it's a target. So it's something they're working towards, a goal that they're working towards. So they want it to be true, and they do want it to be, you know, firm, and that's what they do believe. But sometimes these companies can also manipulate, give false reports, cook the books, like SMCI apparently has did, and that's why they went down. And so that could be a big result in companies pump and dumping as well, and big people too. Like there's someone that can come in with, you know, 200,000, 500,000 shares right now and move this thing up insanely, right? So that's why we look at low float. The lower the float, the more the company moves. The higher the float, the less it moves. Like if you look at, like let's say look at Reddit. It has 71 million float. It moved, but it could have moved more if there was less of a float, less free shares available. Causing a ruckus. I was raised by a naval captain. Black is my default, but I don't mind fancy coffee either. Oh, fancy. Oh, I drink fancy coffee. Nice. Very nice. Be right back. I heard the microwave beep. All right, all right. So where are we at? Same, right? It's not doing anything. It is not doing anything. Got the coffee though. Yes, it is a Starbucks mug. No, I did not pay retail price. You guys got to know I'm cheap. I don't pay anything full value. I really try not to. Thrift store, my guy. Thrift store. Been thrifting since I was like 7 years old. Could find some good stuff in a thrift store. Or don't buy it at all, right? I mean, that's another great way to save money. I think this was close to $15, maybe. I paid $1. Actually, I paid like 50 cents, I think. That's a W. That's a W. All right, doesn't look like it really doesn't look like this is gonna do anything, guys. It's just kind of floating between what is it, 430 and 460. So that's okay. Didn't lose money or make money. Just kind of broke even because it doesn't want to move. Clear explanation, Johnny. QNCX is stable at 1.3 and free float is 37 million. Yeah, I mean, oof. QNCX. I didn't even look at free float. I kind of figured. So, yeah, good example. You have 37 million free shares and it moved 10 million. That means 20 million shares haven't even been touched yet. They're over here on the sideline waiting to be bought. While everyone over here just traded the first 10 million. And news, right? It doesn't have a lot of news. Remember, you were very close, Bala, super close. And I was hoping you got on this 160 here, and in my opinion, sell at that first pullback, right? If you got on this back nine on this initial break, hey, that's good too. It's a good entry. You got in here, pull back, like it went up, it pulled back, it retested, and we talk about this all the time. Retest and break. And unfortunately, it just didn't get that break. It retested and then it didn't break, and that's where I would have got out. Yes, you would have lost a day trade, but you would not be holding a position that you're now negative or down, right? I don't mean to pick on you, Bala. This is a great case study. This is a great opportunity for us all to learn from our best practices and from our mistakes, so that we can all be better and grow as a team up, okay? Or grow up as a team. Maybe not grow up, you know what I mean. But look, 9%. So we want to make sure that we're trading companies that are at least up 10%. And I believe at the time it was. So I do agree with you, it was. I think it was up maybe even 20 or 30% at the time. Unfortunately, it just didn't get that secondary that you wanted. So you got your initial push from 120 to 180, but you didn't get into 165. So at that point, it was very slim picking for margin. Now, of course, you didn't know that this was the resistance at 179 until it happens. And great job, honestly, great job. You should be proud of yourself for taking a trade. For diving deep, getting involved in the market, taking a chance, taking risk. Now let's just tighten it up a little bit, fine tune that strategy. You had a great idea, and I think that was somewhat of your idea. True, I thought it retested, but you were spot on with the mistake. Okay, perfect, perfect. And that's okay. Now write that down, journal it, document it, learn from it, and that next retest breakout, guarantee you're gonna make some money. It might not be a lot, but if you make, $1, $2, $3 or 1-2%, that is a win. Okay? If you don't lose money, that's a win too, guys. If you break even, if you just break even by the end of the week, consistently, just without losing money, you're doing better than 90% of traders. It's an insane statistic. This is not an easy thing to do. But once you learn how to do it, it's kind of like riding a bike. You'll never forget it. You could pick this back up when you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, heck, in your 80s. As long as you're still sound of mind, you can trade. And then also position size. Don't go so heavy. If you would have got maybe 10 or 20% of your maximum position size, 10 or 20%, then it wouldn't have been as much of a loss. You also could have bought at this first sign of a reversal, right? So from 160 to 123, buying at 130, your average probably could have came down to 140, 150. Doesn't look like it would have broke, but you could have got a smaller average, right? Or if you would only bought 20 shares here, 20%, bought 80%, you may have brought that average from 160 down to like 130s, 135, and then been able to at least break even. So that's another great way to be able to get out of those positions. And I've noticed that's what some of these big trader guys do. I mean, they could have 100,000 shares, but they're trading with 1,000 shares, 500 shares. And then if they get into a tight spot, they'll usually they'll stop out, right? They'll stop out, they'll take a small loss, and they'll get back in. But sometimes if they miss that opportunity, they walk away from their computer, it's too quick of a sell-off, and they didn't have a stop set quite yet. Sometimes they will then average down, put a ton of money in, like just feed it into the market as much as they can on that low, get a really low average, wait for it to push up like 5 or 10 cents. Okay, we're talking 5 or 10 cents. And they'll get out and they'll dump, 10,000 shares on you. And so it's interesting when you get to that point. Like this one here, there's 13,000 shares for sell at 155. So right there off the bat, somebody wants to sell 13,000 shares at $1.55. So then you can then put, say, 155. You could put your own little wall here, your own little line indicator, and know, okay, 155 is kind of a key resistance. Like, yeah, 179 is a good resistance only for the fact that it ran up that high, right? It ran up that high because it was an overreaction. And any reaction's an overreaction, mostly in the market. So a true resistance could technically be 155, 165. And because there's a seller at 155, I would try to get my average below 155. If I can get my average below 155, say even if it's only 150 and it pushes up to 150, 152, you get out, you break even, you keep all your money back. All right? Now, as far as long term, let's see if there's any other resistance long term. Whoa, it's below its weekly SMA. Yeah, look at that. Looks like 193 is the level. So you have one more opportunity at 193 if it can, but I think that 193 was also an overreaction. Do you see that right there? 193. Huge gap up, pushed to 193, sold off to 155. Oh, 155. 155 is that key area that we were just looking at. So I think 155 is going to be the target. That'd be a nice move, Bala, from 127 to 155. That's about a quarter per share. And this one's not doing anything. It literally flatlined, which is a good thing, guys. It can be a good thing if it flatlines. Showing signs of support is good. It had strong signs of rejection, signs of support. Now we may start seeing signs of some consolidation if it can hold this support level and stay above the SMA. If it can't hold SMA, this thing could literally drastically sell off. So that's basically what we're waiting to see. Reddit pushing up past that 114 level. See that here? Bounced up, retest, bounced up, retest, bounced up. It's going to retest and possibly bounce up again. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate your time. I had a lot of fun today on the live stream. It looks like we've been on for actually quite some time now. For about an hour. Okay, I thought it was a little longer. It's just because we started later. We started a little later today, so about an hour. Bala, I am going to remind you and everyone here on the channel real quick, this is what we're looking for, guys. I got a better picture than that scribbly whiteboard thing I was looking at. Hope you guys can see this okay. Okay. this is what we look for. Now, first off, before we look at this, one, we must always make sure that it's going in our direction, right? I shouldn't have traded this because it wasn't in my direction. I should have traded it when it was going up, but that's okay. So we always want to make sure that we're trading the stock or company that's going in our direction or in our favor. Two, making sure that we understand previous levels, key levels like support and resistance, and previous patterns. You know, what patterns are they showcasing? Is this a horizontal pattern? Is it a descending pattern? Is it a ascending pattern? So those are three things that we look for. And then opportunity cost. I wouldn't buy something at $4 to sell at $4 and a penny. But I might consider buying something at $4 and selling it at $6. That's a $2 per share move. Now, finally, again, before we go, we're going to look at this. Now, I know a lot of you guys looked at the old one. All I did was basically fine tune it a little better. Let's see, where is it? Let's go to screenshots. Oh no, I put it in desktop. Okay, so this is the old one. 10%, 20%. Remember that one? Relative volume, news, all that. All right, so this is the new one. 5 times relative volume. Okay, it must already be up 10%. There must be news, some kind of news. It just can't go up for nothing. And it must be between $1 and $20. I did increase it from $10 to 20. 1 to 10 would be good. And then supply less than 10 million, 5 million would be better. Okay, screenshot that if you want, use it, take a picture, whatever, but that's yours to use. That's free resources, guys. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream today. I appreciate your time. If you guys ever want me to do a case study, kind of the way I did with Bala today on his trade, call it out. I'll review it for you, see what we can do to make it a little better. Looks like we're actually going into the green now as we're ending the live stream. It looks like it's actually pushing up as we speak, which is very nice. That's what we like to see here. So I'm going to monitor this for the next couple of minutes. And as this pushes up, lock in some profits and go enjoy the rest of my day. Guys, I want to end this on one last thing. I appreciate you guys' time. We just crossed over 6,000 subscribers, so please show your support by smashing that like button. And if you're not a subscriber yet, you see value in what I'm doing here, consider subscribing and joining our Learn to Earn team, where we go live every day at market open and learn how to make money in the stock market. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and remember, let's end the year on a green note. I'll give you guys an update video on this. I do promise this time. I'm even writing it down as I speak. Recap on this trade. I think everyone would love to see what happens as this is pushing up now on the live stream. So thank you guys. Have a great day, and let's go make some money.